Well, good morning guys, and I'm off on a little wander. Nothing particularly fancy today, just got my 2 cameras and the dog and that's it. And we're having a bit of a wander and look around. I'm off, going to take a wander down to Robin's Gate. Gets quite muddy down that, not Robin's Gate Wood, sorry, going to Barnetts Wood. Gets a bit muddy down that way. There's some interesting history of the area. As I said, very minimal gear. If I'm just doing a morning walk, don't need to take a lot of gear with me. Basically got my pocket knife in case I find something interesting to whittle away with, and my cameras, and of course him if I can find him. There he is, little Alfie there. Yeah, I've got him hooked up at the moment because basically the get-in is between an industrial estate and a railway, and though it can be quite pleasant, I don't want him getting himself onto the railway. Anyway guys, so I'm going to turn off for a minute. This by way of a brief introduction. I shall probably spurt more a little bit later on. I'm going to see what there is. It's a very fine late winter's day. I shall get onto that in a minute. So guys, I'll catch you in the next scene. Well, here we are in Barnetts Wood, or Barnetts Wood Nature Reserve as it's called. If I pan back, right, that's a picnic area for the kids. It's nice, you've got some nice little things in there, little barbecue area, so you can actually spark up your own barbecues, place to sit as you can see. There's a pan round, down there's the wood, I'll be going there in a minute. Right, you can see the railway line, that's the main line up to London and down to Hastings. And in the distance is Crowhurst Hill. Some earthworks up there. It's the site of some Neolithic, and I would assume Paleolithic inhabitants. And it's not a bad little area. It's quite a bit of a stiff breeze today. It's quite sharp. And it's a beautiful area to be in. This piece of field, you often get cattle in here. Yeah, just to let it graze a bit. And it's not a bad area, it's nice, as I say. It's Crowhurst Hill, on a pan round. I've walked forward a bit. Signs of spring. There's some catkins up there, and these catkins belong to hazel. And nice bit of hazel. Hopefully, you never know, in the autumn might be able to get some nuts if I can get there before the squirrels do. It's nice. This is an old farm here, really. Once upon a time, many moons ago, there was a farm. And a bit further over there, when I get to it, there's a site of a powder mill as well, where they used to make gunpowder, because they used to grow a lot of alder coppice. That's A-L-D-E-R. And that coppice was used for making charcoal. And that charcoal was particularly suited to making gunpowder. In fact, before the Industrial Revolution, where I come from in Kent, was the home of the iron industry, and we supplied iron or iron cannonballs for the various ships of the line up until the start of the Industrial Revolution. Anyway, a little bit further on guys, a little bit further on. I'll catch you in the next scene. Right, there we go guys, this is the dipping pond. Up the top end there you can see lots of evidence of cattails. Great source of tinder, great place for getting some pollen, and of course the roots or the tubers are edible as well. This is used mostly by schools during the summertime, obviously for pond dipping and seeing what creatures live in this pond. It's not a bad little place, and it's a nice place to picnic. And I've been down here particularly late summer, early autumn, and it's awash with dragonflies. Such beauties. Well, right through this part of the wood, it's all silver birch with just a smattering of holly. And it's really nice, quite pleasant. Where I'm sitting now is what was an outdoor schoolroom. But it's fallen into disrepair. The benches have been broken up, or broken or rotted, which is a shame really. But that's the way of things. If I pan round where you see that birch log, right through that piece of holly last year was a fallen birch. You could actually walk up it. And it's not too bad here. I quite like it. It's very open. Come later on in the year, they build bracken through here. That way, some ways, over that way, there's a few crabapple trees, and also a field beyond that, which has a lot of field mushrooms in it. Normally every year, it's good at producing the old field mushrooms. But other than that, it's very nice, quite pleasant. It's very quiet at the moment. Of course, my weaving's coming on great guns. I'm really enjoying that at the moment. A few more thoughts on the old bushcrafty scene. Been a lot of people inquiring about books, you know, which is the best book to buy, and everybody keeps coming up with the SAS one, which isn't a bushcraft book. It's a survival book, and most people get the wrong idea of bushcraft. They think it's to do with pitting your wits against the world, but it isn't. It's living in harmony with it, and a lot of it's to do with living at home as well. But I'm just enjoying myself. Lovely out here today, lovely. As I say, it's a bit breezy and a bit sharp. There was a little bit of ice earlier. As I trod on the ground, I heard the crunch of ice under my foot. So it must have been a bit of a frost in the more open areas around here. Other than that, very nice. There's lots I want to say, but I can't really sort of expound it. So for the time being, I'm gonna take another little wander. I've seen a few nice little birdies about. It's great. And there's a lot of squirrels, or a lot of squirrel sign about. Oh, talking about bushcraft, there's one thing that does annoy me, and that's when you see things like this on the old birch trees. Now that is not nice. It's done on a living tree. People are thinking it's not going to harm the tree, but it leaves an unsightly scar. An awful lot to make a fire. And you don't actually need birch a lot of the time to make fire. There are many ways of doing it. I prefer to carry my fire starting kit with me, and may even do a little video on that if I get enough response off of this one. Anyway guys, I'm going to cut away now and have a little bit more of a wander. I can hear a police car in the distance. It's quite urban around here, quite urban. Very urban. So, I say, come the summertime, this will be all green. Well, hi guys, I'm out in my bit of local woodland. It's Hilberts wood. I come through here every day when I'm working. It's my main route into work. It's not a bad piece of woodland actually. It's nice, and you can see the primroses are out. It's late February. And now there, those little green spears there are the ramsons which will be I'll be nibbling on later in the year. There's quite a lot of ramsons around here. In fact, it's Ramson Central almost. Right, as I'm walking through here last year, and about this time last year, there was a massive oak, and I mean there was. And that's what's left of it. I normally walk through here about 3:30 in the morning, and all I could see when I got to here was this oak in my way. I had to climb over it. Tree surgeon come out, limbed it, chopped it up, and I thought to myself, well, I helped myself to some of that. Unfortunately, by the time I got round to helping myself to some of it, it had already gone. Someone had took it. But it's like many things, you know, what goes around comes around. Okay, the tree's fallen down, but the stuff will grow in its place. It's partly managed in the autumn, coming up to a part just beyond this piece of holly down towards the stream, which is down the bottom there. We have a nice range of woodland fungi growing in the autumn, mostly the agaricus type variety. And here's a hazel, and looks like an elm there as well, or hawthorn. Well, there's the hazel anyway, coming down to there, and it's coming over and through to there. And here, I think it's hawthorn, that is. It's definitely hawthorn. And they're doing a lot of work through these woods at the moment. The Kent High Weald are doing a lot of project management, chopping back some of the old laurel, which is I find quite invasive, and the ponticum. Just on this bit of hedging here, grow sloes. I've still got some sloes in the freezer, and I've still got some rowan berries, so I'm going to whip them out and I'm going to make a rowan berry and sloe type jelly, just to get them used up and give me some space in the freezer, because we'll slowly be entering the foraging season. And if I pan around here, you can see water flowing, and there's a spring just up by that. In the distance you can see a poplar tree, and just below that there's a spring. That's very nearly always boggy through here. And coming into the park, this is known as Grosvesnor Gardens. If I pan around into there, you can see a nice little stream, rust coloured, due to the fact there's a high iron content. Like many of the chalybeate springs around here, it's lots of iron. Ah, there's a robin. Let's see if I can zoom in on him. Oh no, he's flown off. What a shame. But here there was a lot of laurel growing, and they've cut it all back. Good thing, bad thing, I don't know. I just hope it hasn't ruined the prospect of ramsons on this side of the stream. And just in there, if I can zoom in, I can't find him now, I've lost him. No, I can see him still, there he is, little robin. Anyway, it's flown off now. Anyway, I'm just come down to have an explore, see what's going on. That's a soggy bottom down through there, always a lot of moisture and always flooded. It used to be a children's wreck. Anyway guys, I'm going to shut down for a minute and have a wander. Right, just wandered through the park and the thing. There wasn't a lot to film actually. There's a couple of workmen laying the pipes, laying some new piping down the sewage and what have you. At one end of the park, they're desilting the pond. I had a quick look at that, and they cleared a lot of the rhododendron and the laurel out from that area as well. It's quite nice through here. Here is a lot of brambles during the summer. In fact, they're just lying dormant waiting to do their thing. And towards the end here is wild raspberries. Well, actually I've cut them right back now. Let's hope they're not going to be, let's hope they get a chance to come back. I can see a wild cherry there, and I can see some wood, which I'm going to take and have an investigate. But there you go guys, it's just a short break between times of making this biltong today. So see you in a bit.